okay? This is going to give us a general theme. I will read a bit from the book. The Andromedans did just pop out there, but here we have the Orions, fusion and magic. Okay, so let's read this from the book. I'm just going to pause you while I find this in the book, okay? So the Orion Collective went through many wars and also many many transformations, okay, just as we are going through. It says here, the Orion energy, deeply polarized, went through a dramatic healing process in which those polarities fused together to create a powerful energy that fueled their society's transformation. And this is pretty much exactly what we are going through, okay? We are kind of bringing our polarities together, yeah, and I believe that the poles of the Earth are literally going to flip, so this is kind of relevant as well. Whenever two forces collide within us, it creates a process of fusion that releases an intense energy for manifestation. This is the basis of what we call magic, the fusion of two opposite energies that are harnessed and directed in a desired way. This is why it is important to embrace both the shadow and light sides within us. We then create magical transformation. Embrace your abilities as a magician. Isn't this interesting? Because with regard to the tarot, there is that the magician energy. Yeah, alchemizing, transformative, very creative, able to use all the resources. Actually, I'm going to give Matthias De Stefano, if you haven't seen some of his latest videos, he channels a Scottish alchemist. Okay, so that was really fascinating. That might be worth a watch too. I think it's on his Galactic Traveller YouTube. It's called Galactic Traveller. Okay. So there's another bit under here which I feel is important for us to read as well. This card refers to the era of Orion history in which polarity conflicts were beginning to heal. It was a volatile time that contained many miracles and transformations. Imagine taking two very powerful magnets and making them repel each other. As you move the magnets closer together, despite their resistance to each other, energy coalesces in between the magnets and becomes more pressurized. If the force that brings the magnets together surpasses the resistance, the energy created initializes a type of fusion that collapses resistance, reverses poles, and creates rapid integration. Yeah, I just mentioned there's something going on with the poles of the Earth too. So this could be why, you know, there are things that are being pressurized in the Earth, in the geography of the Earth too, and we are experiencing the results of that. Okay, so yeah, it creates rapid integration. This is what happened in Orion. These energetic principles are the basis for certain forms of magic. This type of integration cannot be forced or controlled. It usually happens during a time of great resistance. This card may be coming up for you because there is something you are resisting in your reality. Eventually you will be forced to surrender to the powerful force of energy guiding this transformation. The card may be referring to a past life or a present situation. This is a powerful card of transformation, but it also contains a warning about your own resistance to change and growth. If you continue to resist, be ready for lots of intense energy and chaos around you before transformation can occur. If you wish to avoid that chaos and intensity, simply let go and follow the flow, even if you think it is taking you somewhere you don't want to go. It is possible that the flow is taking you somewhere you need to go. Okay, so I feel like grabbing some tarot now. We might even just find the Magician card and just put that as a significator. Yeah, just bear with me and I'll grab my tarot deck. Okay, so my Light Seers Tarot, this is the Magician card, which is really cool. We have this person sort of like in a meditation position. There's like a whirlpool. There's also like a universe, or maybe this is a planet or something like that. There's energy sort of flowing here. There's also an infinity symbol here, okay, which is echoing the Strength card too, which is kind of relevant for Lionsgate. It's 888, okay, 88, sorry. So let's I've got my good old Rider-Waite here. So Spirit, you know, given this intergalactic theme that's come out of fusion and magic, and we're going through this a pressure cooker, which has potential for transformation as well. Just getting some energies here on maybe things that we need to keep in mind, maybe things we need to, you know, remember. Wow, okay. We need to remember that we have the ability to acquire mental clarity, and whatever it is that we need to do to move into calm, clear mental states. This is about mental and also, you know, clear communication. Whatever we need to do to move into a clarity of mind, which kind of has to do, in my humble opinion, it has to do with being able to deeply consciously relax, and so that you can think clearly from a place of calmness, okay? Because what we're doing, I think, is we're going through this process of activating our own inner magician energy, which is the ability to sit in the midst of stuff that's going on, pull out, be able to discern magically what is relevant, what is positive, to not take on what's negative, and then to creatively fuse. So whilst being centered, you know, with all this stuff going on, it's being able to transmute, select, transmute, and pull together and then manifest, despite everything else that's going on. Okay, this is our inner magician. We are literally fusing things together, and we are going to be able to manifest things in a magical way. What else, Spirit, do we need to keep in mind as we activate our inner magician and go through this process of this tricky business of, you know, dealing with pressure and intense energy, but also then being creative as well. Okay, so this is about, you know, that things are going to get intense, okay, and it's about, you know, that to be objective, if you're starting to feel overburdened, it's to realize that, you know, it's not that these burdens have power over you, it's that, you know, we ourselves have the power to basically put most of those wands down, at least temporarily, or at least at times when we need to, so that we can get into this energy. Because if we're in this all of the time, if we're feeling overwhelmed, overburdened all of the time, it's going to be pretty hard for us to even get, you know, an hour or two of this a week, okay? Because we need to be able to put these wands down and just sit, you know, with one wand, our wand of inspiration, power and passion and whatever it is that we do, because this is going to help us to activate our inner magician. Can you see how this is a more empowered position? And we certainly, if we're going to be creating and aligning ourselves, we need to be, you know, not in this state of overwhelm and overburden. Okay, Spirit, let's just get one more to go with our Ace of Swords here. But the Orion collective did go through a lot. That was interesting. The Queen of Cups flipped and then she went back over again. Okay, we have the five of wands has just dropped. So yeah, this is a time of jostling, that you could feel like you're competing with others. You might feel like you're learning new things. This can be people honing their skills. It can also be, there can be a tendency here to, I guess, focus overly much on what other people's opinions are and what other people are doing. Okay. But, you know, what we need to do is, once again, to be, you know, be able to step out of this energy. If we feel like we're in a melee and we know there's a lot of shit going on and there's people around us that are having all these opinions and we're not agreeing with them, we really need to be able to, you know, if we need to exit quickly to get some respite and just get back to our own alignment here. Okay. Or it might be that this is something that you're not party to, and that in order for peace of mind to be, you know, an alignment to occur, you may need to move away from that energy. Okay, so Spirit's saying there may be times, you know, and it might be something, it might be a choice point. If you're seeing something on a screen that you don't agree with, rather than becoming embroiled in it and enmeshed in the drama, is to just hit that little button there to go to the next thing, or to just go, okay, well, I'm not interested in that. Boom. Or it might be something in your life that maybe it's a family drama or a friend drama. And it might be just a simple matter of, stating your piece and going, well, yeah, I agree with that. I don't agree with that. And that's all cool if you guys want to talk about it. I'm just going to take a break. Okay, I'll see you, check you later, or something like that. Which many of you are probably doing that anywho. But yes, fusion and magic. So pressure, spirit, let's... So in terms of our creativity, what is it that we, I think this is sort of to do, these first 5 cards here have been sort of to do with that thing of pressure and, being able to just put things down and put them to the side. What about our ability to be creative here, Spirit? What's something, if we are being co-creators, what's something that we need to sort of be able to do as well? Once we've acquired this mental... state of mental clarity. Okay. It's being able to realize, to sort of release anxiety by moving into more balanced states of balancing health and well-being. Okay. And just to identify, what things are you attached to, or that you are kind of addicted to a little bit, like that's perhaps not conducive to you getting some balance with things, and to sort of letting those things go. Because once you can, because sometimes addictions and really strong attachments to things can sort of cause this upright. Okay, so it's like once we've let go of some of that and balanced it out a little more, maybe you need a bit of help with something here that you feel is not helping you. That doesn't make sense, does it? What I'm trying to say is, if you're in a situation or an experience that you're finding particularly challenging and you're having real difficulty moving out of that or changing it, maybe you need to have a discussion with someone and to get some support. Because once you can do that and create more balance for yourself, this is a very one-sided, this is a state of imbalance. Once you can get more balance, it's going to alleviate stress. So this is going to lessen, because as you can imagine, if you're in a situation that's not helpful and it is causing a lot of stress, okay, we need to move through this state of balance so that this came out reversed. So, we can, be less stressed. So this was in the question that we posed, Spirit, then, was to do with our creativity. Sometimes this can be a block to creativity. Stress can be a block, okay? So Spirit's sort of saying as well there that, a lot of your energy can go, if you are in a really difficult situation, a lot of your energy might be going into, you're using your own energy a lot just to kind of stay centered. Like you're just using your energy to stay centered, okay? And there's not much left for anything else. Okay, so let's just see. Let's get this creative thing going here, because we're literally trying to transmute. But this could actually be a phase. Maybe I'm getting from this reading now. Is that our main task at the moment? Phase 1 is to start being able to center ourselves. Maybe we're not stepping into full co-creator mode just yet. I'm feeling like, because there's a lot of pressure building up, that maybe, let's just get a confirmation of that. Are we going into creator mode, Spirit, or is it a case of at the moment, maybe till the end of the year, that we're really just maintaining our center and just, keeping our heart, mind, and body kind of centered as much as possible. Okay. The Page of Pentacles. Well, this is like a bit of a creative thing, but this is open to learning as well and studying, and maybe this is to do with, it does have the Six of Pentacles balance. Now we have the Page of Pentacles. So this could be, maybe it's a new approach to health, well-being, or we are learning something new. Maybe we're learning about a new way of being, okay? It's not that maybe we're going to be focused. The focus is going to be taken away from how we manifest externally to how we manifest inwardly. Maybe that's what's going to be going on. Yeah, as I said, that manifest inwardly. This can be a card about going inward. Sometimes it's about procrastination and being in indecision for too long. But this could simply be about, well, there's a boundary up. And maybe this is the new way of being is to do with, well, yeah, I'm actually just going to put the blindfolds on, put my barrier up so that I can take time to go within, okay? That could be what Spirit's sort of saying there as well. And yeah, look at this, awakening. So, yeah, I think at the moment it's sort of like, yeah, Nine of Pentacles, that's really nice. We're moving into a Nine of Pentacles, which is a very sustainable way of being, but fulfilling and comfortable, okay? So we're looking after comfort, but we're also awakening, okay? We're going through this, the inner magician thing here. So with our fusion and magic, okay, we're feeling all of these pressures around us at the moment, okay? The earth is under pressure, the poles are flipping, you know, and even our focus, we are having to really dig deep and allow stuff to come up and process that and release it. And we're also having to acquire our center, okay, find out what that is, what we need to do to get that happening, to release things that are not helping us to fall into balance, okay? And to, yeah, and to really kind of be open to new things, to be almost childlike in our approach, in our, I guess, attitude towards the future as well. It's like we're not going to be able to navigate the future in the way that we navigated the past. It's going to require us to be very open, open-minded. I'm going to grab a contact card now. This is going to be, this is like an intergalactic energy as well. These cards were quite interesting, created by Daryl Anker and someone else. So, you're not going to believe this. I did a quick reading last night and this key flipped as well. So I'm going to read this again. This just flipped. But this is going to, I think, give us some confirmation. I'm just going to find this in the book really quickly. Okay, so there is a verse, and I think we will finish with this card. Okay, so, right, so it's called The Key. Okay, so here it is in the book. It's actually the last card in the deck too, the last card written here in the book. Though questions will often lead to further mystery, they can be solved with the application of ability. All the answers are within. Look and you will see that insight, knowledge, and free will form the golden key. So remember we were talking about that the focus is shifting away from outside of us to within us. So I think we're going to really experience this a really strong inner awakening, okay? Whereas our inner life is going to become the main thing rather than how many possessions we can acquire and how big our house can be, okay? So let's just see here. I am the magic charm, the secret code, the open sesame. Unlocking doors is what I do. It is my specialty. I penetrate, investigate, remove obscurity. No matter how complex the lock, you can rely on me. But be forewarned, I insist upon responsibility. Crack the lock, swing wide the door, set the secrets free. This is about those things that we're releasing, okay, that deep subconscious stuff. To learn the lessons they reveal may take humility and abiding trust in creation's synchronicity. Once access has been gained, there flows a synergy, accelerating those who seek to be all that they can be, and imbuing life, wisdom, and pervasive clarity. For every block and every lock, there is the perfect key, forged by blending heart, mind, and soul in joyous harmony. I am the symbol that perpetuates self-sufficiency. and provides the tool to integrate in eternal unity. So the interesting thing is, as I was reading that, some of these cards are coming into my mind that we've just pulled today. Okay, so the self-sufficiency is the Nine of Pentacles here. Okay, that's a beautiful self-sustaining energy. We also had this thing here about removing obscurity. So this is the clarity that we talked about, okay? You know, what we're doing is we're getting clearer on things. We're getting clearer on ourselves, and we're removing that obscurity. And this thing about, also releasing, you know, we're taking responsibility for the deep stuff and for our attachments too, but we're also releasing that to setting the secrets free. So this could be stuff that, you know, we haven't wanted to address, that we're now starting to feel that we may need to address. Okay. Insight and knowledge. Okay. Solved with application of ability. And this is our empowerment here, you know, our ability to select things and what it is that we need to focus on. Let's just see, crack the lock. Abiding trust in creation's synchronicity. Remember, we talked about this fusion and magic as we were reading from the book, that this is a natural process. Okay, so it's trusting that this is a natural process and that there are synchronistic things happening in terms of the big picture and how creation is doing its thing, okay? And how we are doing our thing, and we're being called internally to do our thing. Okay, flows a synergy, accelerating those who seek to be all that they can be. And this is our awakening here. Okay, we're awakening more into our true soul here. For every block and every lock, like we did say that there could be blockages, okay? But there is a key, and I think awareness is one of those keys, isn't it? I mean, there could be other things too. And we did mention about keeping heart, mind, and soul and spirit kind of in alignment. But not only that, they're saying to focus really on joyousness as well, and happiness too. And the other thing too, the interesting note to finish on here is that the self-sufficiency that provides the tool to integrate in eternal unity. This is the eternal sign here of eternity, okay? And the unity is going to be us feeling unified within ourselves, but also unified as a collective, okay? And we are one with Gaia as well. So that's something else to keep in mind. And there's another paragraph over here. Let's read this as well, to do with our golden key here, or the key, sorry. This card symbolizes the key of knowledge, opening us to the understanding that we already contain the information we need to answer all our questions. We must trust that any fears we discover within us carry needed knowledge that, once integrated, will help us to realize more of our potential and as aspects of all that is. This card is also a sign that there may be one key fact or ingredient missing from our understanding of the present situation. It encourages us to determine what that might be. Conversely, the key may indicate that a piece of knowledge should be kept secret for now, lest its premature revelation cause an imbalance that cannot be easily corrected. This does not mean that we are to be dishonest, but only that we recognize the importance of proper timing. Most importantly, the golden key frees us to share who we really are with each other. It inspires us to know that we possess the magical tools to open any door or transform any block in our communication patterns or our ability to discover the treasures in our lives. And here we are. This is representing the magician, which means we have the magical tools, okay? And to be who we really are, this is our awakening. You know, we're becoming our true selves here. So I hope that reading's been helpful for the collective. I do have to dash off now and do some other things. Hope that's been helpful. Look forward to our next one. In the meantime, have a great day, great week, and I'll see you again soon.